And we are living in an era of abundance. Anything you could want, you can get by just ordering it from your phone. Yet more so than ever, many people are feeling deeply disconnected. Well, thank you for staying with us. I'm Erin LeBeau.
And I'm Tamsin Fidel. Even before the pandemic, really, there was a big rise in anxiety, depression, and overall dissatisfaction in life. And then, of course, COVID made things worse. But is there something deeper that is driving up the numbers we're seeing?
Yeah, our next guest questions if craving for convenience is part of the issue. So Dr. Jaime Zuckerman is a licensed clinical psychologist and the author of the upcoming book, Find Good Habits, a workbook for daily growth. And she joins us now. Thank you, Dr. Zuckerman, for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, we've got your book in hand, but we just want to kind of break things down. We know that cell phones make everything so convenient. We can order food without even leaving the couch. Streaming services offer endless options. You can talk to anyone on a number of social media apps at any moment in the world. So why would you say that people are feeling disconnected?
Yeah, so it is, like you said, an ongoing problem, and it did get worse through the pandemic. These immediate connections that we have and access to these things so quickly, it gives us this illusion, this false sense of connection. But really what it is, it lacks meaningful connections, it lacks meaningful relationships. And so it seems like we're connected, but really we're not on that deeper level.
Well, so you say that the need for excess is also part of the issue we're talking about. What exactly does that mean? Where do we see that?
Yeah, we see this all the time. We are a society, we just keep going and going and going, and we need more and more and more. And what ends up happening is not only do we get so consumed, kind of cognitively and emotionally with these things, but research shows this time and time again that the more we bring onto ourselves, the more options we have, the more access we have, the harder it becomes to make decisions, the harder it becomes to concentrate. People just get completely overwhelmed. So while in the moment it seems great that you have all these things at your fingertips, really what it does is it makes decision making and concentration considerably harder.
Yeah, I think that is so true.
Okay, so doctor, what are some habits people have that can become unhealthy problems?
Yeah, so, the biggest one is mindless scrolling on our cell phones. We all do it. We don't even realize that we're doing it. So that's a big one that I see often. And because of just how the world works now, this need to impulsively respond to all messages, all text messages, emails, you're never not around it. And so there's this kind of unspoken expectation that you're automatically at everybody's reach. And that's not the case. So I see that as a really bad habit as well.
I'm noticing people more and more on their email responses now saying, I answer emails at this time and this time each day, which I think is really interesting.
It's very smart.
Yeah, it really is. So are there any ways to identify some of those patterns you're talking about?
Sure. So the first one is, it's when you start to feel that we've all been there, this feeling of feeling stuck, that things you used to do that you enjoy, you no longer get pleasure out of. The other would be, your behavior is toxic, your habit is unhealthy, but you just can't stop. And you try, and there's a lot of inner tension about that. The other is, if you notice that your sleep is off, either you're sleeping too much or sleeping too little, you're eating too much, you're eating too little, you're socially isolating yourself, your concentration and attention, your performance at work, all of those things start to shift because the habits are kind of taking over. And the other is, and this is the tricky one, if family and friends around you start to tell you repeatedly that a certain habit or behavior is becoming problematic, usually is an indicator as well.
So how do we go about turning some of those unhealthy patterns into something that is better for our mental health?
Yeah, the first thing above all else is awareness. We can't change what we don't know. So the first is to become very mindfully aware of your unhealthy habits and patterns. Habits, we could probably make a list of the things that we want to change. And so most people have a sense of a few things. So I have them make a list just to have it on paper, have it objective outside of you. The next thing you want to do is you want to be mindful of your triggers. Track them. What is it that's making you feel this way at a certain time? Is it a certain person, a certain time of the day? Somebody at work that you have to interact with, and write these things down. And I always tell people humans are the worst reporters of events after the fact. So if you can, put it in your notes section in your phone as you go throughout your day. And then the other thing we forget is that along with behavior change, it's really uncomfortable. We don't like change. Things are familiar to us. And so to change these behaviors that have been in place for so long is going to feel icky. So we have to learn skills like mindfulness strategies, and grounding techniques to help us tolerate the discomfort in the moment when we change these behaviors. And lastly, we all want to change everything yesterday, but we really have to start with what I call insultingly small steps. You must make small changes first. This way, if you backtrack, because you will, you won't feel like you have failed at everything. So insultingly small steps. Break it down and slowly but surely go kind of work your way up.
I feel like in every part of this, it's like less is more, less is more.
Yes,
that's a message
exactly.
we just keep getting over and over. And I know you have a new book that is out. That's tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
It's coming out tomorrow? All right.
It is.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Zuckerman, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon and talking about this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice to see you.